What's up, guys and gals? Welcome back to the Nerdcast for the next episode of Planetbase. My name is Splattercat. Happy to have you here today. And we are going to hang out. Did I go from like too high key to too low key right there? I feel like I started out with a lot of energy, and then like 30 seconds into the sentence, I was like, whoo, gassed out. I got nothing left. All right, well, welcome on back to the Nerdcastle. I think we're going to be playing around with some connections today. And so I made a factory on this side, the intent of which I think was to focus on, oh man, I built the wrong thing. I needed a refinery, didn't I? What did I build this for? Oh man, I just wasted my own time. Wish I had caught that sooner, but if I do this fast enough, it won't matter. The hauler bots won't be able to get it, I think. I wanted to make a refinery, a processing plant. There we go. Oh, look at that. It won't let me place it because the materials are there. Weird. Alright, so I gotta wait for them to clean that up. Either way, the first mistake of the day hath been made. Why is oxygen draining out of certain locations? Like, there's oxygen generators right here, like, going all the way down. This makes me concerned. I'm a little bit worried. So in the previous episode, what we're trying to do right now is we're just trying to farm up a whole bunch of workers and a whole bunch of biologists. After that, we're going to go all in on a whole bunch of engineers and a whole bunch of medics. We're going to go 50-50. I find it easier just to do things en masse and just be like, whatever, I need this, I need this, I need this, and we need to get it done right now. So I would rather just put one thing up on our immigration, and then we'll just work on one category at a time, getting to the perfect numbers. After that's all nice and completed, we'll jump back in and we'll work on the other perfect numbers. It sort of helps by, it's very, very difficult to tell. So the way that I would describe this, to my mentality anyways, it's very, very difficult to derive how much one engineer, one worker, and one biologist help a situation. But if you're getting batches of 5 or 6 workers, you can definitely tell by the time you got in your 3rd or 4th batch that they're helping out with various tasks that are all over the place. And so my intent there is basically just to fill our quotas as needed, because it's easier to focus on one thing than it is to focus on 3 or 4 in a small trickle. I definitely need somebody to pick these up so I can rebuild the thing that I was going to build over here too. But up until that happens, man, we got drones just dying all over the place, don't we? It's a bad day to be a drone. It's a hard day to be a drone. Having a lot of trouble keeping semiconductors in stock because they take so long to create. Lots and lots of problems with ye old semiconductors. Imagine that at some point in human history that'll be a thing. Like, you can call a thing a ye old semiconductor. I mean, technically semiconductors and transistors are pretty old at this point, but I don't know if they're old. What is wrong with this lady? Oh, she's just sitting in the middle. She's having an alcoholic drink and crying in the hallway. I think they ran out of chairs. Yep, they ran out of chairs. Oh, a meteor. Okay, that's fine. I thought something else got hit. Well, if they're running out of chairs, maybe I'll go this route then. Let's go ahead and I will recycle those. We'll take this right here. And if I could put in a couple more chairs, I assume that they recover sadness better when they sit in chairs. It seems like if you have a beer plus chair, that sounds like a pretty awesome situation to be in if you're just like a hangout and space worker. Damn it. Why are we getting hit by so many meteors? Do your job, man. You have one job right now, and you are just failing at it horrifically. Like, your job is just to shoot meteors. That's all that I need you to do. There's got to be another telescope console around here somewhere. Where's my other security substation? Oh, there it is. I was going to say, I know there's one here somewhere. I just don't remember exactly where it is. So we got a substation on this side. Oh, that one's got guns in it. Okay, well, I guess fill up the gun racks. I mean, if we ever have to go to a red alert, which I don't think that we will. But if we ever, it seems like it'd be a pretty catastrophic failure. Like, somebody was talking about, I don't know, their stock portfolio or something the other day. And I was like, if that portfolio loses money, it is the decay of Western civilization. Like, it's not going to matter. Like, he was just talking about what he had in his portfolio. And I was like, oh, that's pretty strong. I mean, that seems like a solid idea. I don't think anything could go wrong. Why are we running out of oxygen so frequently? There's so many odd things occurring here right now. Is it just from people breathing? Or it seems like it's bugged or something. Like, it keeps jumping up and down by like 20%. It's got like a leak. I'm not really sure. There's not much I can do about it either. I mean, I could slap another oxygen generator over here somewhere if I really, really wanted to, but it seems like a bit of a waste at this point. I kind of want it to be a little bit closer so that I can build a airlock. And so technically those are like exactly where I need them to be. 2 more workers in. Good, good, good. I'm going to let this number tick on up. We're probably not going to turn down the speed of the game for the remainder of the episode, I wouldn't think. We should be in okay shape. Can't produce the beer as fast as they're drinking it down here, which is actually kind of wild. Luckily, we got enough TVs to offset the people that can't drink, so should be okay. It looks like they're also having trouble keeping food in stock. I'm hoping this is just like an influx thing, but we may need another biodome down here, which would be yet another issue. It could be a further... Let's go ahead, and I'm going to do that real fast. Let's go ahead and take a big old biodome. Ooh, we got the jumbo now. We got the jumbo now. Hell yeah. Okay. I'll probably try to keep these segmented out like as far as they can go. I want to try this tree idea out. I don't want everything to be interconnected like it is up here. I think it helps out with transit, but I think it makes everything more cluttered too. Got food being produced over here. Don't really have enough workers to run things around, unfortunately. Didn't I set this to half biologists? I've been noticing that we have like a lot of workers coming in and not really a lot of biologists. Maybe it's just me. I hate this stockroom right here. I really do. This stockroom upsets me. And I want it to go somewhere else. Technically, I guess it could go somewhere else. It's got too much stuff in it, though, so I don't think it'll let me recycle it. Like, I think once you put in a stockroom, like, you are... No, I can destroy that one. Does it kill everything in the stockroom, too? Why can't I destroy this one? Did it break too many lines or something? Might have to destroy the connectors first. People wouldn't be able to get to their rooms until I reconnected this, but whatever. We'll leave it there. It's a weird place to have a stockroom, and I don't really like it, but it can stay. I give it permission. These guys walking hella far to get to work today. Like, man, I got a hike on the front end of my work. I'll be like, yes, you do, sir. Yes, you do. It's weird because most of the stuff down here isn't even functioning, so I don't get why this bar is so busy. Like, that bar was really, really busy. There should be one over here, right? Oh, maybe I don't have a bar down in this quarter, or in this corner. No, I got one right here. So why are they not going to this one? I don't know. Apparently they decided they like this one better. I guess I could deal with that for right now. There's nobody manning this right now, is there? Yup. Damn it, Trent. Alright, well. I'd prefer to keep an eye on our stockpiles here and just sort of get a feel for where everything's going with all this, but I think we're mostly breaking even. I think. I mean, I don't think we have a lot of doctors right now, and so we have a real lack of doctors, which I think is going to affect us negatively in the long term. Yeah, for whatever reason, this bar is way more popular than some of the other bars. I have no idea. This bar right here is like the bang-up bar. Like, people are down. Apparently, this is the place where the beers are cold and people are putting out. I don't know. Storage power is low. That's the first time that's happened in a while. Okay. Well, you know, I can handle that. We got plenty of metal on board right now, so... Let's take a couple more of these mad, wicked pisses over here. If you haven't, I recommend highly watching BoJack Horseman, by the way. I don't know if you've watched BoJack Horseman yet, but I will say that as a cartoon, it's probably the only cartoon I've seen in a long time that actually has, like, a message other than just, like, delivering fart jokes. Like, if you like comedies, but you like comedy, it's basically like the Breaking Bad of comedies. Like, it's a show that is not afraid to get super philosophical and have, like, a depressing episode. I would compare it maybe to Futurama, where it's a show that's funny, like, inherently funny and really, really witty funny, but at the same time, it's not afraid to have, like, an entire episode that's just, like, a bummer and actually touches on, like, a really important issue. Or they'll make, like, a really sad episode to give, like, a background of a character. Instead of just, like, hamming it up the whole time and just being like, yuck, 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 just being funny the entire time and sort of diminishing the background of the character, sort of delivering, I guess, diminishing the delivery of the background character that you want. Like, if a character has a sad background, a character has a sad background, there's nothing you can do about that. And I like the fact that they're not afraid to do, like, a sad episode, even though it's a funny show. They're not afraid to get philosophical and a little bit meta about the whole thing. And I think that actually BoJack Horseman right now is tuned to be one of the most interesting characters in TV, period. Like, he's developing in sort of like a Walter White way, where he's becoming like this really, really complex character. And along with his side cast, too. The cast is becoming really, really diverse as well. I like what they've done with Peanut Butter. I like what they've done with, you know, all the characters in that show. Having watched the second season right now, I'm super excited about the third season, because the second season legitimately had me sitting in my chair being like, oh, holy shit. Like, some of the episodes were pretty gnarly, where, like, the things that happen... I think that BoJack was getting his shit together in the second season. I think in season 3, or season 2, everything fell apart. Because at the end of season 1, he's starting to get his shit together. And then, you know, season 2, like, everything just falls apart. It's not really his fault. That's the funny part, is that, like, in the first season, all the shit that goes wrong is his fault because he's an asshole. The second season, sort of interesting in that way, where it's just, like, circumstance happens and things, like, fall apart. And I definitely can see him death spiraling maybe pretty soon. Got a sandstorm coming in. I don't think I'm going to worry about it because I don't think we have that many people outside of the base. Alright, well, I guess I could. I'm going to be a good overseer right now. And we'll go yellow alert just because why not? You'd think they wouldn't have as many problems with sandstorms, though, given the topography. Like, we are neighboring a mountain range right now. Like, a really, really rocky Badlands type area. So unless the greater extent of the area, like, this just goes on forever. But eventually you'd hit, like, a quarter... I think eventually you would hit, like, some kind of mountain range. I don't know. Just my personal thoughts there. I may install another laser over here, too, in another security area. I don't know if it's really worth it, but I'm probably going to do it either way. Looks like our food is actually taking a little dive right here. What is this, a massive biodome? That's pretty sweet. So during the day, it produces air, and during the night, it consumes oxygen. People can relax by looking at it. I think the GM tomatoes might be a bit much over here. I would actually prefer to make this entire place maybe like a low maintenance area, because there's just going to be so much volume is my thing. Like the huge amount of stuff that we're just going to produce over here. It just seems like maybe I'll go medicinal plants over here for a little bit. Got some intruders. It looks like we got away without any casualties, so that's good. I'll probably drop these in here. Maybe just keep everything else mushrooms, though. Keep them nice and slow production so that nobody has to come over here and babysit this, like, all day long. Because that's what I'm leaning towards. Starches we have way too many of anyways, so I'm not really going to lean into starch too heavily just yet. We still got that alert going, don't we? Oop, I didn't want that. Here, let me go back and we'll turn off that annoying klaxon so that people can finally sleep. Like I said, I would color code it. I would just put LEDs around the outside of the base, and whatever color the LEDs are, that's how you know that you get around. In addition, I'd probably pull an Orson Scott card and have lines of light on the floor where people could scan their cards or whatever, and they've needed to get somewhere. A light would line up to guide them there with like a different pattern that only matches their card, like blue, red, red, blue, or something like that. You get a lot of, I mean, just with like a 5 sequence of randomly assigned 3 colors in a 5 sequence, you could get a lot of potential. You could get a lot of potential combinations right there, and so I figured that would hold you for at least the first couple, I don't know, 5 combinations of 3 colors, 1,000 plus. I mean, easily that would get you there, I think. Because it would go up by 3 each time, right? Or I'm sorry, it would go up by... it's been a long time since my number theory class. I can't remember. It's been like 5 years. It's been way too long. Seriously, that was one of the first classes I took in college, so it's been a while. Oh, I was working on this down here. That's what it was. We needed mushroom. Oh, never mind. That looks like it's good. We've got all that good stuff over there. The trees I'm a little bit iffy about. I mean, I think we could bang out our medicinal pads like permanently if we just go all in on medicinal pads right here. So I'm a fan of like future-proofing and making sure that I don't need to do anything for a long time. And so that's actually looking pretty sexy right there. I think that'll hold us for a really, really long time as far as both food and as far as medicinal herbs go. I know we're already on a net negative right now for medicinal plants. We're actually dwindling for the first time in a long time, which I haven't seen happen in a really, really long while. However, for right now, feeling pretty good about what we've got set up over here. I may fold some of these spares workshops possibly into... And we've got semiconductors already being produced on the left-hand side right there. It's not really enough to keep us in the black as far as producing robots goes, but we don't really have enough engineers to get that done anyways. I haven't been paying attention to immigration very well, but it sounds like our last batch was almost 100% intruders, which means that we probably didn't get any useful people out of the entire situation, but... What I'd like to wait for here is just waiting on workers. I mean, we've only done like 10 workers in this episode, and so I figure we'll sit around and just like watch what happens and hope for the best. This area is going to become very, very populated very, very quickly because all the jobs are over here. So I think we may have to take the pressure off some of these bars and whatnot before we go too much further. 4 dispensers right there, though. I'm feeling pretty confident about what we have going on. I haven't filled this in because I was going to put in a little branch to allow me to go up and around this way, maybe. I haven't really totally decided on it just yet. I do think it's probably a wise idea, so we built a couple more of these little dudes over here. Spares are still like the thing of the day that we're having a lot of trouble with. And I think it might just be due to a lack of workers. Like, I can't really tell you. Since we're even on everything over here, aside from plastics, what I may try to do is let's maybe bring in some engineers for right now. Take the engineers from right there and just sort of see where we land, because I'm seeing a lot of like really advanced technology that's not being worked with. And typically that tends to mean to me that we need a few more engineers, and I think I've been letting their numbers get low, so I'm going to let them get up into the 50s, and we'll see if they even out like everybody else is evened out. Man, those still broke pretty quickly. Oh well, we're still bringing in biologists, so that'll be fine. Not mega concerned about it. We're still bringing in biologists, so this should get better with time, I think. However, I am a tad concerned that we really haven't gotten that many immigrants. I was hoping that once we built the starport, the numbers would really increase, but actually it sort of just seems like a flat doubling, which is not the increase that I was looking for. I was thinking that the big starport would bring in maybe 10 or 15 people at a time and allow us to really, really ratchet up production in exchange for, you know, risking outrunning our materials. I'll probably, actually, maybe I'll use this area over here for more resource production. Yeah, let's do that. I mean, we have no airlock to get people out. No, we have airlocks right there. That's close enough. Let's go. We'll go water generators first. I messed that one up. That was my fault. We'll go in like, who else's fault would it be? We're playing video games on the internet and you're watching me play. But anyways, we'll strap that in right there. We'll go ahead and get that all nice and tooled up. I wish that I could do this a little bit more rapidly. But we'll go in from where we go in. I think it's going to be important for us to have another resource field over here. Especially since water appears to be slowing down a bit. And so if I could make the chain a little bit more elastic over here, make everything a tiny bit more variable, just to kind of account for bad things happening, I think that sounds okay to me. And then if this would actually just be totally a water storage area, I think I'd be alright with that. If we could go in on water tanks and a bunch of other stuff, I think that I could feel confident about the whole thing. We may need another laser in this area. I think the problem we're running into with this laser over here is that it has a maximum range, but it's missing ones that are right up here close too, so what can you do? I think we finally hit that accelerative period where we've got a lot of things going on at the moment. We don't have enough biologists. Did we get any immigration? We've got no immigration still. Did I turn it off? No, it's turned on. Maybe how it happens is it's like water pressure. It builds up, and once they have enough to send me, it cuts off all other immigration. So, for example, what I mean here is that if it has, let's say, 3 workers, no biologists, and 1 engineer, if you're saying you only want biologists and engineers, it keeps the workers in escrow, and it has like a conversion process to turn them into biologists and engineers internally. I'm not really so sure, but it would explain why the immigration slows down so much when you say, hey, I only want this one thing. It would really explain it. So let's take that up like so and see what happens. And I'd be willing to bet that maybe if a flight just doesn't have anything, it doesn't send it. These don't hold a lot of water, but it should be enough to hold us over in the case that we have something go slightly over. Let me crack this open real fast and see what my water usage is. So that uses 0.25 when people use it. I would assume that most of the water that goes into it has to do with our growth, though. This area is still doing a pretty good job of laying down a flat line of just like stuff that we have. And those meteors got me flinching every time they come down. Like, for real, I am terrified of meteors after this. You can fix things up pretty easily, but where you run into trouble is if it hits a cross gap like this one right here when a bunch of people are out sleeping, or God forbid, like this spot gets hit at night. It creates a problem. creates a very, very real problem for you. Those will fill up with water. I'll probably have these loop back around maybe slightly so that we have more water in here. I think these things don't actually degrade that quickly. Fills up with water pretty rapidly, so we should be able to hold extra groundwater really, really easily. See, so I feel like the grid right now, like I keep retrofitting it, and it just feels like we really operate close to the line. I just don't know. I just don't know as far as water is concerned because it fluctuates so wildly that it could be hard to get a real handle on it. On this side, I haven't totally decided what I want to do here, but I do know what I want to do right here. I wanted to give us another airlock that goes up till right there, just as sort of like a backup in case somebody needs to move from here over to here. And I think that should allow with some of the traffic on this side. It should alleviate a little bit of the trouble over here. Like if this bar is full, they'll just walk over to this one. But I think that's the little thing that we're missing right now. But I think I'm going to break off the episode a little bit early. Voice be feeling a little bit tired right now. My name is Splattercat. I will see you all later. I'm going to give myself a good 10 minutes off before I record the next episode. Maybe allow myself to wet the whistle a tiny bit. It doesn't happen very often, but every now and again I get this weird pain in my upper chest throat. And it's a vocal exercise thing. It's because I don't warm up properly. It's my fault. I should know better, knowing that I used to work in radio. I should know better, but I don't. So anyways, I'll see y'all later. Hi to everybody.